Hello friends, my name is Hortencia Torres and I am a tax attorney. I've been helping clients for over 26 years to resolve tax issues. And I'm very excited to let you know that we are doing a series of videos to let you know about the IRS collection process. And this is the first one. This series of videos complements our free guide called Stop IRS Fear, a taxpayer guide to the IRS collection process. In this episode, I'm going to explain to you how the IRS bills your taxes to begin with. Millions of American individuals and American companies are required by law to file taxes every year, and most of them do so. In fact, the IRS collects more than $2 trillion in taxes every year. However, there are still many people who don't pay their taxes every year. The numbers are $345 billion of taxes that do not get paid. The IRS calls these unpaid taxes the tax gap. But the tax gap can take a severe toll in the national economy, which is why the IRS is that serious about collecting taxes. Here's how it works. After you file a tax return, the IRS calculates the amount of tax that you owe. One of three things can happen. One, you don't have to pay anything. Two, the IRS will give you a refund because you overpaid. Or three, you owe a balance to the IRS. If you owe a balance, the IRS will send you an invoice, a bill. If you don't pay that in full, the IRS will send you a follow-up bill. And you have to know that interest and penalties will continue to accrue until you pay the total amount. But if you ignore the second notice, the second bill, then the IRS will initiate a formal collection process. And that could mean anything from subtracting your next year tax refund to seizing your assets and property. And you might even get a surprise visit from an IRS agent to your home or workplace. And people wonder, how is it that I owe taxes in the first place? Well, there are many reasons. Maybe you didn't file a tax return on time, or you failed to include certain items of income or assets. Maybe you're missing receipts for deductions that you claim in your tax return, or you have unresolved issues from a prior tax year, or perhaps you simply can't afford to pay your tax bill in full. You might have failed to respond to an IRS tax notice, or it simply didn't reach you because you changed your address. It could be that the IRS added extra costs, such as interest and penalties to your bill. Sometimes the IRS can also make mistakes and miscalculate your debt or make an error in the processing or recording of a prior tax payments. It could also be that you're liable to pay someone else's tax but have failed to do so. In any case, if you don't clear your balance, the IRS will initiate formal collection process. And if you want to learn more about this process, check out our next video on tax liens. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to download our free guide, Stop IRS Fear, a taxpayer's guide to the IRS collection process. And also, make sure to follow us on social media to get the latest tax updates. Bye.